Okay, group insurance funding. What do you have to say about this, George?
You found it, huh, George?
At this point, we still don't know. We've got meetings scheduled with our insurance providers, and we're looking at probably a 10 to 15% increase from last year, which we had a $300,000 increase the year before. I think we're at 1.7 right now.
I don't know about Jim and George, but in the time I spent in Florida lately, if you pick up the paper and read it, just like reading an Indiana newspaper from a legislative standpoint, same issues.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. What we're looking at as commissioners right now, we're looking at changing deductibles, what the employees are going to have to pay, everything that we can look at right now, we're taking a look at it. Unfortunately, it really, in the scope of things, doesn't make that much difference. Even with our deductibles, to keep grandfathered, we can't increase any more than what our increase is from our providers. So if we get a 15% increase, we can increase our deductible 15%. But if we go any more than that, we lose our grandfather, which won't make any difference, I don't think, next year, but this year it still does make a difference.
I don't believe this will be the last time we see this issue on our agenda then.
No, it'll be ongoing until, the problem we've got is the federal government still doesn't know what they're coming up with. And so our providers can't tell us. It's bad, it really is. But we're doing all we can to trim whatever we can and to be as responsible as we can, but it's tough.
Any other questions to George on this funding?
Thank you for taking the brunt of all this for us.
Yeah, it's like John and Bill were saying, everybody's going through this. It's just and you know, it's just issues that I don't know what's going to happen next year. You know, they still, everybody's got questions.
Like you said, nobody else knows either.
No.
Makes you wonder sometimes if anybody really knows what.
No, they don't. No.
There's still
Sign
blanks.
it and we'll find out what's in it.
In that 2,000 pages that they presented, there's still blanks in those pages of, they don't know who's going to take care of what or who's responsible. It's terrible.
Okay, you want to go ahead and do the commissioner's report?
Sure.
While you're
On
on a
Had
roll?
a good meeting yesterday. We talked about the 911 contract. We signed that with Frontier. It's a real good contract. There's a 10-county area that is using the same contract with Frontier. So everybody, if our system goes down, we can go to Kosciuszko County. We can go to DeKalb County. Scott can take sign in up there and do whatever he needs to do as far as 911 systems. It's a great system. They've got portable systems that they're buying with that also, that if something would happen to our system, we can actually use a portable radio on a pod or something. I can't remember what they call that, but it's a very versatile system and gives us a lot of coverage and redundancy. Scott has done a great job on that. Camp Samaritan and the fish hatchery. It's a continuing saga. Right now, Jen had talked to a gentleman at State, and they were talking about the possibility of just letting us turn it over to Camp Whitley, because they've been interested in it. They were kind of on board with that, and now we find out through the grapevine, I'm not sure, but I hear that Camp Whitley's not interested in that property now. So what we're going to do is probably just turn it back over to the state. We're trying to do that, but it's not as easy as we thought it was going to be.
They don't want
They
to.
don't want it.
They don't want
Nobody
it.
wants it.
The only other option that we've got, and I'll be honest with you on this, is that if they'll get rid of the restrictions that we got from our quick claim deed, it was, we were supposed to have turned that into a park or a public area within the first year. We didn't do that, and then there was a rescission clause that it should have gone back to the state at that point. But again, they don't want it, and and then we can't ever sell it, or we can use it for 501c3s, but we can't sell it or do anything with it. Well, if they'll remove those restrictions and we could make some money off of that area, that's the only other opportunity that we've got.
You know, we could kind of abuse some of these restrictions until they take it back.
They wouldn't do it though.
Well, if we abuse it bad enough, then we won't care. Oh,
But we just
boy.
got a lot of liability there. The fish hatchery building's already been broken into within the last 2 months, and we had $1,100 worth of damage there. They found the kids that did it, and I talked to the prosecutor, and they're going to try to get the money from the kids, restitution from the kids.
They need to get rid of the restrictions. It needs to be sold to somebody privately, and it's on the tax
That's-
rolls. And
yeah.
That's
done.
what
Exactly.
we're asking right now is rather than trying to give it back to them if they don't want it, remove the restrictions and let's put it on the tax.
And whether we own it to sell or whether they own it to sell, just somebody get it sold where it goes on the tax rolls.
Yeah.
Right, right. But if it's gonna be sold and we can make some money at it,
That'd be good.
yeah.
You definitely
yeah,
could.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
the hatchery, but definitely.
Yeah, even the hatchery, I think we could get some decent money off of that, because all it is a liability right now. We're paying for gas, electric, for sewer, and
I'm surprised that isn't that like a historic, that's a pretty old
Don't
building.
start that.
no,
No.
they've
But
already,
I mean,
they've already
it's-
replaced the windows in there, so,
It's not,
yeah, it took it off of the,
Historical list.
yeah. If
It's
they hadn't done
hysterical.
something to it, they
It's
would have
exactly.
made us do something with that, but it's already been modified. So at this point, again, not sure on that. We got our report from Alentio, a great report. We feel very confident that we've got the best in the state as far as economic development. And you go around and talk to people at our commissioners meetings and they'll tell you the same exact thing. Between our economic development and our work release, everybody, we're a model for people. We really are.
and I'd like to add to that it's not only our economic development, but it's our community corrections program. It's how our council and commissioners work together. It's how our departments respect and listen to the commissioners and council. I'm in a lot of counties, and you wouldn't believe what I see.
Yeah.
And Whitley County is very fortunate.
Through the partnership we're going through right now, a permitting process, evaluation for all the Northeast Indiana, and Dave Sewell and I had a meeting, and Brandon Forrester with the people that were doing the evaluations, and after they got through with us, they said, you guys are so far ahead of everybody else. So it's nice to hear that when we talk to people that are dealing with other counties, that we've got a good county, we've got a great county. County Line Road and 900 South, which has been going on since 2005. We've finally got something. We've been meeting with the Allen County commissioners. Our commissioners have. We've had a few meetings, and we've come to conclusion on that. Michael Barton did some negotiations within the last week. We're going to have an interlocal agreement that'll be coming through that will show the council on that. What we're going to do is Allen County is gonna take the lead role for everything. They're gonna take care of, all the federal process, all the consultants, everything's gonna be dealt with Allen County there. What we've come to agreement with them is we've got two things. We have to, our part is $101,000 on this. And so we told them we didn't want to pay the whole thing all at once. We pay it in increments. And what they've come up with is the first year we're going to pay them $12,000. Second year is going to be $22,000 or $17,000, and then $72,000 the third year. And that comes out of CETA. We've already got it in the CETA fund, so we thought we were going to have to do it this year. But it would give us more money to do our paving and road work this year. So out of that 101,000, that was a great deal because it's a 2.1 million project. But now what they're going to do is, for us, they're going to do the paving from Bass Road to 24. They're going to pave all that, which is a $250,000 project, which we don't have to worry about. They're going to do everything on that. So we're coming out real good on this, I think. I think it came out to be a good agreement. They're going to start this year. The feds have already got the monies available. They have to buy land. They're going to straighten out that intersection. Will be a straight intersection. They're going to knock down the hills.
So you're basically talking about there just will be no jog there on
Right.
First or Liberty Mill Road, to scratch straight through.
Right,
Because that's actually Liberty Mill Road.
right.
I don't know why they call that 900 for a section in there.
I don't know.
Will they have to close that road to do most of that work?
I'm sure they will, because they're knocking down hills and everything. It's a major reconstruction. What the state NDOT gentleman told us that they're planning on that being a major thoroughfare between Allen County and Whitley County, and they want to take care of that at County Line Road and 14 there. The road is kind of washing out right there because of a drain, an open drain. So we're going to take care of that, probably put gabion baskets in there and shore that up right now, and eventually that drain's going to be moved. That open drain will be moved, but that's down the road. But that has to be shored up, and there's some drain issues there, but that's all going to be taken care of. But finally, the county engineer for Allen County is working with us on that, where he wouldn't even call us back before. But I think being able for our commissioners to work with their commissioners has helped tremendously. And I got to give the Allen County commissioners credit. They've done a great job with us. They've been real good about working with us, and good people to work with. Michael Aylesworth from IDEM, he's the new director, came in and introduced himself, asked if there's anything that they could do for us, which is kind of shocking, but he's going to be our point man, and if we have anything that we need to
Should
talk.
tell him just close their department up. It'd be the best thing they could do for the citizens of Indiana.
Well, he said that they've been downsized quite a bit, down to 890 people. So, we had a discussion on jail overcrowding and the work release, and that's an issue that we're all going to be involved with here pretty soon, that we're going to have to do something about that. We had a suggestion, as a short-term situation, if we could, we've got probation, and we've got a lot of offices in the jail right now, EMA. We were going to look into a possibility of expanding into that area with some of the jail, if that would be cheaper than trying to add on to the jail. I'm not sure that we can add on to that jail, whether it be economical to do that. I know it was made to go up, part of it. I'm not sure if you were involved with that, Kim, but Bill.
As I recall, just the front part of it, the office area is go to.
And it's not the actual jail that's been.
No.
It was designed to house courts.
We did it just backwards.
Yeah.
We should have built the back half so you could expand it, but we didn't.
But
Yeah, because this building took care of the court's problems.
Yeah.
yeah. But the jail, it was built for 100. We've got 130 in there right now because we've got, I don't know if it's inflatable beds, but it's roll-up beds that we can put in each one of the cells right now, and that's not a good situation. So we're 130 right now in the jail. We're at 80, right at 80 at the corrections right now. Our work release is set up for about 85. So we're right there. You know, we don't have a lot of time. We looked into that land next to work release, and it's right around $275,000 for that land. You know, we've got to start looking seriously at what we're going to do.
Probably be, I don't know if it'd solve the problem, but it'd probably be less expensive to expand the work release than it would to expand the jail.
Yeah,
If there's that many people from the jail that could go to work release.
right. And from what I understand, that there will be eventually, they're trying to work at the situation. The state's got a new bill coming through that will be able to put more criminals or more clients in work release than what we are right now. That they're going to open things up, so that'll help us with work release. We can move more people to work release.
Aren't they also talking about modifying some of the sentences some way where you can put people in home detention and that sort of thing?
Yeah, they know it's a bad situation. I've talked to Jim Banks about it, and they're working on it. But you know, until we get something going, even with what they're going to do, we've got problems. You know, and it's not going to be cheap. That's the problem. But that is an issue that we're going to have to deal with. And then also, there's a new highway funding legislation going through. Hopefully that passes. AIC says that they think that it's going to pass through. It's going to take state police and BMV out of the highway funding, and it'll go to general fund. And then they're looking at also taking 20% of gas taxes and putting it into the highway funding also.
Gasoline sales tax?
Sales tax, yeah. Which right now they're looking at $140 million that it'll make a difference. All but 40,000 goes to the counties, and you take 92 counties and split that up. I'm not sure how much it's going to mean to Whitley County, but maybe 100, 200,000. But that's still 100, 200,000 that we didn't have before. And that's about it.
Any other questions?
Just
George?
comment, I guess. I appreciate the proactive approach you've taken to a lot of these issues, but another issue I think that I think you guys should at least look at is this take-home vehicle policy is kind of archaic. I mean, that's developed over the years when gasoline was cheap. I think we're in an era that I'm going to give a wide range, $2.50 to $4 a gallon for gasoline. I don't think we're going to see it ever below that. I know never's a long time, but I just think you need to address that and look at, see who's got the take-home cars and which is necessary, which isn't. Of course, I support take-home for deputies.
Right.
And I think that at the highway department, because of emergencies, I remember one time I'd seen Brian out one Sunday morning and there'd been stop signs knocked down or stolen or whatever, and he was out on a Sunday checking that. And I mean, there's other emergencies, flooding and things that they probably need them, and there's probably others that maybe do, but there could be some that don't. I don't know in the health department and other areas. But I think you need to look at who's got them and who needs to have them. Then I also think that it'd be good public policy if we eliminated some of this personal driving of these vehicles after they get them home. An example would be, say a deputy, if they've got one home and their day off is Monday and they've written a traffic ticket that they have to testify in court, that's business.
Right.
And you know, they should use the vehicle for that. Or weapon training or something has happened to be on their day off, that's all official business. But to run to the hardware, or run out here and pick up a movie on Sunday afternoon, that's not. And like I say, I'm not sure it's good public policy to allow that to continue.